and I'm just trying to get to the bag. Y'all, I am bringing you guys along on the steps to see how I went from struggling and laughing to crying about now that I'm here living with Melissa. I feel like we don't have a lot of sex because
The Bamboo Project Podcast starts in 3, 2.
Welcome to the Bamboo Project Podcast. I decided I want to become a billionaire doing what I already love to do every day and documenting my journey to get there. I figure I'll make all the mistakes so you do not have to. My name is Donivan Gray, and this is how I will turn my life into a living. So first, I want to start off by giving a shout out to the Bamboo Project family. The goal is for me to hit $1 million, and once I'm done, I'm going to help 1,000 of you get there. We are currently streaming on all major streaming platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor. You name it, we on it. And if we not on it, we about to be on it. For everyone listening to the podcast and not watching it, you can find us on YouTube at The Bamboo Project. We currently have over 300 videos on our channel. Dr.Sebi inspired cooking tutorials, we got that. Travel lifestyle vlogs, got it. Makeup, got it. Hair growth, got it. Real estate, got it. Basketball, got it. It's everything us. We post something on our story pretty much every day, so you can find me on Instagram at Donivan Gray, DONIVANGRAY, and my phenomenal, beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Anita Burn, ANETABURN. They said you can't be rich being a jack of all trades. Well, we're going to prove them wrong. We currently have 6 different projects. We have the food project, the music project, the clothing project, the fitness project, the sports project, and the Bamboo Project Podcast, which you are listening to right now. This may be your first time here, and if it is, welcome to the family. But for everyone else, this is chapter 2, page 55 of this story. We have 4 different segments on this podcast. We have the life update. It's a weekly update on what we went through last week. We have episode playback. It's a recap of last week's episode and the things I feel like I could have done better. And we have Donovan's questions, a philosophical question that I thought about earlier this week, and I want to bring it to you guys. And then the fourth topic, or the fourth segment, would be the topic for the day. All video and audio timestamps will be in the description box below. Today is April 6th. It is currently 3:11 p.m. Okay? And on today's agenda, we were supposed to talk about this last week and the week before that, but, things come up. Why women always stay. Always. This is my theory. They never leave. No matter what you do, they just stay. It's crazy. But we, as you know, for the beginners and the newbies, new timers here, life update always comes first. So I'm trying to think, what should I go with first? I know y'all like that bag talk, because I like the bag talk. So I know that the family obviously also likes that bag talk. So you guys know that a couple of weeks ago I talked about on the podcast how to kind of get around calling one of the government numbers, or any number for that matter, where the hold time or wait time is very, very long, right? Let's say you call in the MTA service, you're calling your IRS, you're calling the state government, whoever you're calling, it's hard to get in contact with somebody, right? So I had heard a while ago, like a couple of years ago, about how to get around doing this. And what you have to do is you have to choose to speak Spanish, or honestly a different language, but I go with Spanish. Now, I had to do this again because I did it before and it worked. I had to try it and it worked. I was like, wow, this is crazy. It actually works. So I'm figuring, it's going to be kind of easy. The first time I did it, the person answered the phone. They were talking in Spanish, and this was 2 weeks ago, I think. And I was calling unemployment. The person spoke in Spanish, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really speak Spanish. And he was like, oh, okay, I'm going to transfer you to somebody that speaks English. But he kept talking in Spanish, and then he finally spoke in English. Okay, this is a Spanish line. I'll transfer you. I'm like, all right, cool. So he transferred me to somebody that speaks English. Whatever I need to get done that day was done. At that point, it was trying to figure out why my unemployment wasn't going through. That was then. So recently, or between then and now, I had talked to a lot of people, right? And they were just saying, oh, if you want to get unemployment, when I say I talk to a lot of people, I'm talking about as far as in the unemployment office, right? They kept telling me that my unemployment was coming, the back unemployment, which was supposed to be like $10,000, $15,000. I'm like, okay, where is it at? And they were saying that I didn't get it because of something that happened a long time ago, unemployment, like years ago. So I kept calling, figuring out when I'm supposed to get it. They kept saying next week. I never got it. So I'm like, nah, I'm not really feeling this. I don't know if somebody playing, what's going on, why am I not getting the money, right? So this week, I'm finally calling them again. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to close on this house. We might need extra money. And I don't want to go to this house with $30,000 and I need to have $35,000 or $38,000 and I don't have it. I'm like, an extra 15 would come in handy to get those things done, close on the house, get our first investment property. That would be great. So that's what I'm hoping on. So you can understand how I could be kind of annoyed after 2 or 3 weeks where I'm not getting this money that's supposed to come. So I call them again. This time I call, right? And whatever reason, it's not going through. The finesse is not happening. I'm like, damn, why is it not working? Like I called, mind you, I probably called like 2 or 3 times. Each time they hung up on me. And I mean the computer hung up on me. Not a person, just the actual computer. I'm just like, why is this happening? Like each time I'm like, damn, what did I press incorrectly? Because normally what I'll do is I'll put my laptop next to me, right? I go to Google Translator. I press to translate whatever they say in Spanish. I go, oh, okay, press 2, got it. Oh, you're talking about, unemployment? You're talking about social security number? Press 6, got it. So now I know what they want. So I'm doing the regular stuff I normally do. And for whatever reason, it's not working today. So 3 times in a row they hung up on me. I'm like, bro, this shit is crazy. So then I finally get somebody on the phone. I get a guy on the phone. I'm like, yes, finally. I'm like, I know this is the game right here. This is the finesse. It's supposed to be working. I get somebody on the phone. I'm speaking in English. Honestly, he was speaking in English first. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? He said, oh, you speak English? I'm going to put you back in the queue for somebody who speaks English. I'm like, bruh. My man's put me back on hold for like another 20 minutes. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Mind you, like I said, the first time I called, I got a Spanish-speaking person. They transferred me to somebody that speaks English. The second time I did it, I got an English-speaking woman, and she didn't even speak Spanish at all when she answered the phone. So I'm like, that's perfect. And then the third time I got this guy. So I'm like, all right, this is not going to work. So I call back again. And I think when I called back the second time that day, they told me it was a Spanish-speaking guy that time, and they dubbed me again. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, this is not how this game's supposed to work. I'm supposed to be able to get this money. Like, I don't understand why y'all playing. So I'm like, I'm not going to give up, though. I'm going to keep going because it's a lot of money. So I'm like, I'm not going to give up on trying. So I called them like a third time. I'm like, listen, we dedicated on this side. Put my laptop next to me, Google Translator open, I'm ready to go. I finally get laid on the phone. She's speaking very Spanish. Like you could tell she's actually from a Spanish background, Hispanic background, as opposed to other people who were, you could tell they weren't, I guess, Hispanic from their accent. So I'm talking to her, and she's like, oh, you speak English or whatever. And that's funny because she kind of gave me the same kind of energy that I've gotten from my dad's girlfriend. And my dad talks a lot of Spanish women, so I'm kind of familiar with how they speak to, I guess, children or kids or whatever the case might be. So it just felt very familiar talking to her. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, oh, okay, this sounds very familiar. So she was asking me, like, why didn't you fill this out, or why didn't you sign up for unemployment, or why did you claim unemployment from back in October? And I'm like, I thought I did. They told me I couldn't. They told me I had to wait. I was supposed to get it. I didn't get it. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna try and figure it out for you. So we're talking on the phone. She's like, I bet I'm gonna do it for you. I'm like, oh, great. Mind you, I've already been told twice at this point that it was supposed to be done, and I never got the money. So when I talked to her, she said, I would send it to you right now if I could. I was like, what you mean if you could? She said, listen, that money is so large that I cannot send that to you right now all at one time. If I do, I'll get in trouble. So I have to call or talk to my manager, and my manager has to send you or approve to me to give you that much money. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, how would I know if I'm approved or if I got it or not? She was like, well, you're probably going to be approved for it. It's just when you're going to get it. I'm like, well, how will I know when or if? Because this is not the first time I've been through this. I should have already gotten the money. She said, yeah, I just call back again, or next time or tomorrow if nothing happens. I'm like, bruh. So she told me I'm supposed to get the money the next day. I think that was a Wednesday. I'm supposed to get the money. I was supposed to get that money on Thursday. Wednesday come, no money. Thursday come, no money. Friday come, no money. I'm starting to get kind of anxious because I'm like, yo, we're supposed to close on this house on Friday. The money did not come through. Luckily, if you want to say that, we didn't get to close on last week Friday because paperwork issues. A lot of paperwork issues. I'm going to come to a little bit later. It's just ridiculous. At this point, it's getting it's just ridiculous. So Saturday, oddly enough, I wake up to a bunch of messages on my phone. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, why are there so many messages? So for whatever strange reason, I guess, I don't know if it's really that strange, they sent me all the money that they, from back unemployment, but they broke it up week by week. So I received like 15 payments or 17 payments of $420, right? So I don't know what the math is on that, but all I know is when all the money finally finished hitting my account, because I think I saw that shit at like 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning. That was an extra $17,000 that was in my account. $17,000 was just deposited into my account. Plus, if y'all don't know if y'all been here for a minute, y'all know I got an extra $10,000 a couple of weeks ago from a settlement from years ago from working at Grubhub. So just off the bat, just off those two things alone, that's $27,000, right? So that's not including the money that Melissa and I had saved up and invested from last year into the airline stocks, into Square, into crypto or Bitcoin, things like that. So plus, I got to remember that my sister and my mom, my sister's boyfriend, also lent us money for the down payment on this house. So if you could just figure, if you want to just guess, listen, the account looking kind of fat right now. And mind you, this is just my account. And this is not including the money that we have on our credit cards. And this is not including the money that Melissa has in her account. This is just strictly the accounts that I have on my Chase. That's it. And I'm like, bruh. Like 4 months ago, honestly 5 months ago, we just started wholesaling and we was like in a dark place. Like, damn, we got to figure this shit out. I feel like every day was dark in the house. I don't know if it's me. I feel like every day that my brain has registered from October to like December, it was just dark in the house. I feel like every day there was no lights on. I feel like the shades were closed every single time. I just feel like it was always dark. But we eating was kind of hard. Like, damn, we're going to have bologna sandwiches. We was having mayonnaise and bologna, mayonnaise and salami. We wasn't really eating nothing. Now it's like salmon every other night. We getting chicken. We get the Papa John's. We getting, what's the other one? Pizza Hut. I'm like, we buying stuff. We got new laptops. You know what? The laptop, the iPads, the camera equipment. It's just, I feel like it's getting so crazy. And things have just changed in 5 months, right? So I just think it's crazy because I don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 months. Like, wouldn't it be crazy if, like, by the end of the year, I'm doing a podcast, I'm like, yeah, fam, y'all remember when I was in those dark places? Y'all remember when I was excited about getting $10,000 for unemployment or whatever? I'm like, yo, I just made $75,000. I just made another $45,000. I just made $60,000 last month alone. Like, that shit really gonna, like, my brain is just like, that would be so crazy. And it's funny because I actually was I was watching a video today about a guy. He was on YouTube, and his YouTube, he said from the first month, he said within the last 5 months he got monetized, and then from the first month he got monetized to the last month he got monetized, he's making $10,000 a month off YouTube. And I'm like, bruh, y'all know we get monetized soon. All we need is that 1,000 subscribers. Right now we at 632. I think we monetized by July, August, I think. However, that's if we only do what we're doing now. That means if we don't get a deal, if we don't close on the house, we don't go to Atlanta, if nothing else happens, no like big spikes or anything like that, I think we'll be there by July. Any big spikes, it could happen anytime sooner than that. And who knows how much money we make after that, because we have a very deep catalog on our YouTube channel. A lot of stuff is on here, you know? So I just think that shit's kind of crazy. Speaking of money, it's crazy. I just think it's so crazy how money just be working. Like, it's just like, it just be like, poof, it's here. And it's like, damn. I don't really want to say poof because, like, I mean, we've been doing stuff to get the money. Like, we've definitely been making decisions like, okay, let's get our credit in order. Let's apply for this. Let's try and do that. Let's make sure we get this taken care of. Let's make sure we get that taken care of. Let's pay our taxes. Let's do get our tax return, which I still haven't gotten yet, by the way. So I don't know when I'm going to get that, because I checked and they said they don't know what I'm talking about. When I checked on the website, they was like, what taxes? So I'm going to have to look into that, because they owe me $800. Run me my money, IRS, or whoever you are that owes my money. So I'm going to look into that after the podcast.
They probably saw that you owed and it was like, I'm going to keep it.
Right? And I'm like, it's mine. Give it back. So y'all know, there's two people that we're talking about all the time. Two people. If y'all know the names, y'all know who they are. One is AJ, and the other one is George. Okay, AJ and George. I'm gonna come to AJ second. I'm gonna start off with George. George is a person that I was put on to by my mans. He said, "Yo, listen, bro. He could get you at the maximum 20K, and he said that it's forgivable. So that means that I do not have to pay that money back. That's the max I can get. He takes his cut. I get my thing. We go our business our separate ways, right? So I was trying all this time to submit the paperwork to him, and I thought I did this whole time. Nothing happened, right? I'm thinking, okay, my friend told me his man's got money. My friend's still waiting on his money, and I'm like, I never even heard back from him. So I'm like, I'm very persistent. I'm gonna make sure when it comes to this money, I'm gonna call, hey, sir, what's going on? How you doing today? Is your day? What you have for breakfast today? How's your wife? How are you and your kids? Because $20,000 not in my account, so I want to know what's going on. And it's funny because I feel like he had no idea who I was when I called. I feel like he was kind of like, he was. I feel like he was trying to determine who I was during the phone call, because I had to pretty much reapply for everything again while we were on the phone. And the only reason I think he knew my name is because when I call, my phone number is attached to my name and it'll say it on the phone. So he was like, yeah, man, just resubmit everything and we'll get you through the process, right? So when I did that, I had to, for whatever reason, my paperwork the first time was all fucked up. Who knows why? I don't know. It just was. So this time he was like, listen, bro, all I need for you to do is have your Schedule C. That's the only thing. If you have that, you are good, solid, golden. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, all right. So I had to go and make sure I had that. Lo and behold, I found my Schedule C. So I was able to finally submit all documents to him. And he was like, listen, I got everything in. You sent me what you had to send me. You sent me the right year. You sent me the bank statements. You sent me the tax returns. You're good. You should be on the lookout for an email from a bank. When the bank hits you up, listen, you about to get paid. I'm like, I'm like, yo, listen. Imagine honestly, if it's under 20,000, I mean, at the most it could be as 20. I'm like, what amount would I be okay with? Because at this point, it's like, $3,000 not enough for me at this point. I need more than that. I need to make the moves I want to make. I need like 11. I need to see like over $10,000 from something like this. I need 5 digits. I'm in a 5-digit club right now. I need him to send me 5 digits. So I'm praying that I get this 11, 10, 12, 13, 14, up to 20, something like that. And then he was like, listen, if you know anybody else that needs a loan, put them on, and then, you could get a finder's fee for it. I'm like, bet. Listen, I know some people that have Schedule C's. I'll put you on, get that bag. We're going to see. I wonder if he only does it in New York. I'm going to ask about that. I feel like it's not only New York. Interesting. I'm going to definitely look into that. Yeah, listen, I'm trying to get to that bag. So, yeah, listen, y'all see, I'm telling you, give me 5 to 6 months from now. 5 to 6 months from now, shit's going to be even more different than it is now. It's going to be crazy. So then also, because that happened, I had my man's AJ in Georgia. I'm just like, or in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm like, yo, what's going on with on your side with fixing the credit for the business? He's like, yo, I'm on it. I got you. He said that you can get the funding within 60 days, but if you do it before, it'll fuck it up. You might not get as much. It's all right, bet. So he posted on his page recently that he was looking for wholesalers in Atlanta. And I was like, you need wholesalers in Atlanta? Like, we wholesale in Atlanta. Like, if you need wholesaler, what you need on it? What's the criteria? So we started talking. Come to find out, he's looking to buy some property. So I'm like, bet. Now add him to my cash buyers list. So now I have a cash buyer in Atlanta who I can call on the phone and be like, listen, bro, I got a property for you. Let's get this thing assigned today. Let's today. I don't have to worry about trying to find somebody. What numbers do you want? Where you want to buy at? And honestly, his numbers are pretty simple. He said, listen, I want minimum 40K on the flip. That's pretty much all I need. He said, some percentages like 70% ARV if he's going to refinance and do a cash out. I'm like, I bet. Like, these are workable numbers. So we would thought by this time we would have been closed on the house by now. But because we're not closed on the house, I still am kind of like pussyfooting as far as being in the wholesaling thing and the flipping game because I wanted to get the house closed. I want to close that chapter on is the house going to be closed or not, and then open the next chapter on okay, let's get the construction going, let's go see that property, all those kind of things. I didn't really want to start focusing on the wholesaling because that comes with its own slew of issues where I now have to figure out this, that, and that, whatever. So I'm just kind of waiting. So I said the reason I'm bringing this up is because these are the steps that I'm taking to finally get my first deal. The only last thing that I'm trying to get is only one more thing that I want to make sure that I think I have everything for a system that I can just put deals in and bring deals out. I need an agent. I need to find an agent that's cool with me wholesaling who can just write up mad contracts. Be like, yo, bro, you need a contract? All right. And just sign it or just do my thing and he send it out. Because then I can, and then also, I didn't even say this. So that's what we wanted to do originally. But now Melissa and I have talked about this before. And since we have some more money, some more disposable income, plus unemployment, we get paid every week, which is crazy. Bro, this is crazy. I got paid today. It's like $800. I'm just like, Melissa, I was like, what the fuck?
It's on top.
Bruh, I was just like, what the fuck? I checked my account and I was like, I had imposter syndrome. I was like, I said, this is mine? I said, this is my account? Oh my God. I think it's funny because I thought I was in a Bamboo Project account and I wasn't. I was in my own account. And I was like, oh my God, which account is this? I was so fucked up.
Crazy.
Bruh. And you getting paid. Bruh. Anyways, so what we're going to do with that money is we want to
move to Atlanta.
We do want to do that too. We definitely want to move to Atlanta. Honestly, like I said, we'd have to just run it again as far as like the numbers and stuff and how we going to do it. But I'm not opposed to moving to Atlanta. What I was about to say before that was Melissa and I have decided that we are going to get our license. I think I'm going to do Philly. You do Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to do Philadelphia. Melissa's going to get her license in Atlanta. So that way we have access to the MLS. If you do not know what that is and why we want that, the MLS is the most current, active, and updated source of property listings and comps. So one, I wonder if they even have properties. They probably shouldn't. I don't think they would. Or they might. I was going to say they might have properties that are not sold yet. So they're for sale by owner, and then we could probably buy it from the owner and wholesale it from them. There's that. But the main reason I want to get access to the MLS is so that I have access to the comps in the area, because Zillow don't be accurate, Realtor don't be accurate, Property don't be that accurate. Like, they're accurate if you don't have the MLS. Like, if you don't have the MLS, then yes, you should use those things. If you have the MLS, you would never use those other sites. And that's what I want to get. I need that access so that I can run my numbers the best. And I have so much information. So that's what I really want to get that, because then I can make sure my numbers are very fine-tuned, and I can make sure that when I assign it, I know my numbers. And it also helps me to do my own flips and rentals. It's just great. We do a Philly and Atlanta. Listen, I would get my license in every single state just because. Just because I could do it, I would take my test 50 times and get it. And I think there are certain states you can take it once and it covers like states in the surrounding area. So I may not have to do it for every single state, but you can guarantee I'm definitely going to do Philadelphia. We have Atlanta on lock. Well, we're going to have those two on lock. I probably would do New York, which I think it might be kind of hard, I've heard. I don't think it's that hard. I do that one. My man's Radon's in Baltimore, so I might do that one, even though he's there. I would ask him. Baltimore, Texas, and Florida. And probably Cleveland or Ohio. I might do those. Those are the ones I would definitely do. Virginia? Maryland? It's in Baltimore. It's in Maryland. So those are the places I'm going to do. Listen, I'm just trying to get to the bag. Yeah, I am bringing you guys along on the steps to see how I went from struggling and laughing to crying about struggling of food to stopping my job. Because I think it's funny because they were literally me talking on a podcast like, yo, I think I'm gonna stop working. Like, I don't really know what's gonna happen going forward, but I think I'm just gonna stop working because it's not gonna work anymore for me to be riding my bike every day 4 hours to only make $150, $200. It's not gonna work. And look where we are now. It's crazy. Like, this is just I'm just like, it's just crazy. Like, it's just really crazy. My brain is just like, wow, like, we almost there. We almost on the other side. We just got a couple more things to do, and we're gonna be on the other side. So we almost there. I'm trying to think what else was it that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, this is another weird thing that happened because, like I said, the whole closing on this house has just been crazy. I'm hoping, or I just assume, maybe I don't know. I want to say that the universe is trying to. It's the reason why we haven't closed on the house yet is because something else is still in play or still in process, and us closing on the house would then push us out of order for what we need to do. Because the day that we were supposed to close on the house and we're gonna get a rental car, they called me that morning. It was like, we don't have no rental cars left, like at all. And I'm like, what do you mean? It was like, we just don't have any. And I'm like, what are the odds that the day I set up the appointment for to go get the car, they called me that morning. Mind you, I set up the appointment for like 9:30. They called me at 8:15, and they're like, yeah, we don't have no rentals. They didn't recommend nobody else. They did not say, hey, go, we could send you in a Ferrari or nothing. They just said, you not getting a car. We don't have one. So, like I said, I just hope that we get this property closed on this week. I just gotta cross my fingers. There's only one thing right now that might hold us up, which we don't know if it might not. We don't know. But Melissa and I are trying to figure out if something does happen where we can't close on it, what do we do with all this money? Like, what do we do with it? So we're trying to figure that out. Yeah. So one of the issues is, because I kind of have some time to explain it, and it does not take that long. It's called a foreign entity LLC. So because we're buying a property in Philadelphia, they require us to have a business there. And honestly, as far as that goes, I don't really know how that works because I'm in New York. The business where we be buying, or the property we'll be buying, is in Philadelphia. But they were saying that the only time you'd have to pay or set up a business there is if you have like a brick and mortar store or you have a physical location. So I don't know if us buying that house counts as us having a physical location there, because we're not actually operating out of that place, but it is actually a place. Because if I live here and I sell something in Philadelphia, I don't act like online. I do not have to pay taxes in Philadelphia for that. So we're here, we bought that property. So I don't know how that works, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that's what the issue is. So we had to sign or make a foreign LLC entity document or fill that out. And we don't know how quickly that can happen, because if it happens as soon as we signed it and we send the paperwork on it, we will be fine. But if it takes 15 days to process that, who knows, 15 business days, who knows if we'll close on this, if the seller will finally just be like, you know what, F it, I don't want to do this no more, give me somebody else. Like, who knows? So there's that. And then the last thing I kind of want to talk about is life update. I feel like I'm a very empathetic person, but I also feel like I'm not going to baby people. I feel like I don't have to baby anybody. And recently I was on the phone, or this was today, I was on the phone with one of the closing agents for the property. And I felt like she wanted me to console her and tell her, like, hey, I know you're under pressure. I know you're going through a lot right now, but I appreciate you. I understand how hard you're working. And that's not really my MO. That's not really my thing, because I don't really, that's not something that I use in my life to get me motivated to do things. I'm more like, yo, you could do this. You got this. Like, that's like, just you handle it. That's my thing. So for me to kind of, I call it babying, because that's how I feel like, I would have to talk to her. It's like, oh, it's okay. Don't worry. You're going to be fine. I don't like doing that. And I don't know how problematic that is. And I don't know if it's something that some people just need, or if it's a me thing, because I also feel like even when I'm playing basketball, it's a very similar thing where I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Yo, get the rebound. Like, why are you taking that dumbass? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? So for me, I just don't feel like having to baby people. I feel like at this point there are certain things I could just be like, yo, I need you to pass the ball, I need you to shoot, I need you to drive, I need you to do this. I just need you to do these things, and you go and do those things. I don't like having to, like, and here's the thing about with her specifically, right? When I called her, I was only trying to figure out what was going on. I'm like, hey, what is happening with the title in the company, like with the paperwork, what's going on? And I feel like she was panicking, and I'm like, yo, Why are you panicked? I'm literally just asking you what is happening? I don't know what's going on. I was told this. We haven't closed yet. Can you explain to me what's happening? And she's like, I'm just trying to get it done, and I know, and I sent it to the other person. They sent it to me. And I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, I should be trying to console you. In my brain, you are an adult who has a job, who can handle these kind of situations. I don't know you. We don't have a relationship. We're not close like that. I don't feel like I should have to do this. So something I always kind of wondered about is why certain people kind of need that kind of reinforcement to do things. And maybe I always wonder too, is that something that I need in my life, but I kind of push it away, but it might help me if I got it? I don't know. It's a thought I was having recently. But yeah. Oh, you have any water?
Yes, what do you?
Melissa, this is not. And now I'm thirsty. See? Yes. Ooh, that's crazy.
Throw me that off.
Hey. So, yeah. So, episode playback, right? It's probably the shortest episode playback I think I've ever had to write. Other than which I have been trying to do today, I cannot say how well it's been going. Can you tell how I've been using contractions?
Your contractions, I haven't really heard any. Mm-hmm. You probably have said it though. Mm-hmm. And I think you're still not enunciating as thoroughly as you can.
I feel like I'm being patronizing if I was to talk like that. Like in my brain, that's how I pick it up as like something I was feeling about that. That's how I feel when I talk and I enunciate. So I'm trying to mend the two and figure out why I feel like I talk like that as opposed to how I actually see how I did that. That.
You're being very innovative.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's how I feel when I talk like that.
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
But I think it's something that you just need to practice. That sounded weird.
Episode playback. I mean, I heard it though. I heard it differently. Like I know, I didn't know. I knew I heard something differently, but then when you said it, I'm like, okay, that's what it was. I heard something differently.
Okay. I mean, it's supposed to sound. I mean, it's just that you don't want people to. Sometimes when I hear it, I have to be like, wait, what did he just say? Mm-hmm. Because it was either fast or kind of like jumbled together. Mm-hmm. So it's just to create. I think that if you maybe slow down a little bit in certain parts, it'll be fine. And finish your thoughts.
Yeah, that's yeah. Facts. That is another thing. Is finishing my thoughts is one because I always feel like I am.
You see?
I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it right now because I know I was talking, but I know what I'm gonna say instead of what I was gonna say before. So what it is that when other people speak, I know what they're gonna say before they say it. And I do not want that to be me. So that's why I speak fast. Or I change what I'm going to say.
Why?
Why what?
Why do you not want other people to know what you're saying before you say it?
It's a good question. I don't know why I don't. But I feel like I don't know. I don't know why.
Stop listening if they think they know what you're about to say.
That's possible. I never thought that was the reason. I never thought about the reason why. I just knew that I did not want to be the person that I hear when I'm listening to somebody and I'm like, oh, they're about to say this. They're about to say that. They're going to say this next. So
I get what you're saying. It's just that sometimes it would be better if you finished the thought. Yeah, no, that's with me. That's not with me really finishing the thought. That's more so with me speaking fast. Me finishing the thought is usually when I'm talking and I feel like I can say what I was just saying better, or I feel like what I was just saying
was not concluded properly. So even right now, like saying it better and concluding it properly in my head are the same thing. So that's why I would have changed what I said instead of saying concluded better, because it's the same thing as saying it better and concluding it better, the same thing in my opinion. So I would then have to change that whole ending of that sentence, because that just sounds like the first thing I was going to say is redundant. And so I try not to be redundant. So that's pretty much why I would do that. But what I was getting at before was last week's episode. I feel like there was not really any issues at all. There might have been like one or two, which what Alyssa talked about was the slurring of my words. I don't know why, really. It just comes from me speaking fast. I also think it has to do with anatomy. I also think it has to do with culture as far as how I was raised, because there are just certain words and certain, I guess, dialects or accents that when you speak, they just fuck up the English language. It's just how it is. So I think that has something to do with it. And I'm currently trying to figure it out by listening to it, because I don't know when it's happening. And I only realize it after it has already happened. And I'm like, damn, I think that was too slow, too fast.
T's. It's always the T.
It is. It is the T's.
Yeah, it's always. And I realized that the problem with the contractions is it has a T at the end. Mm-hmm. Contractions always have a T. Couldn't, can't, don't.
Yeah.
And you're not hitting them T's.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So, but, okay, I agree. I agree with that.
You're about to disagree. You're about to say something that you...
No. I'm like, I don't know, or I do not know. Is it like putting my tongue under my teeth thing? Because is it my gap in the front or on the side, or is it just how I normally say words by not pronunciating the T?
I think it's probably how you say words, because the T is like a period. So
it definitely is.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't like those.
I exactly don't. So
I'm not a fan of those.
If you guys don't know,
who made those?
Donovan has a tendency of just skipping over periods and kind of just...
What's a period?
Just reading straight through. So T's act like periods in a sentence, so you're going to run straight through them. You don't like them because they stop you from getting the words up. Interesting.
That is a very profound observation. So now that Melissa has said that, I am going to try and overemphasize my T's so that I know.
She already said.
What?
So that I know. Yeah, that.
I said that. I didn't do it?
No.
See? So wait, what did I do?
So that I know.
Oh, see? That's crazy. I did not even notice it. How about that? It was close. That one was close. I felt that one. I'm like, I felt me kind of like, I felt that one. I felt that. I'm working on it. I'm trying to figure this out. It's them damn T's. All right. I know what it is. It's the T's. And I remember watching a Brother Polite video where he talked about how they structure letters and words and things like that. And I really believe that when they created the languages, they drew them in certain ways so that when you are doing them and speaking and writing or whatever the case might be, you know how to stop and they kind of flow the way you're speaking, depending on where you're from. That is what I believe. That is what I believe. That sounds like I'm saying the R word, the N word with the R. With a hard R. I feel like I'm saying that. See? Right there. Nat. It's both of them. It's the TH and the T. Because I don't say TH. I just said nat. Like that. That's either a D or an N. It's not a TH. Yeah, it's not a TH for sure. That. Listen, obviously that's what I'm gonna have to do. That is what I'm gonna have to do. See, that sounds like something from the hood. That is what I am going to have to do. I feel like I'm white. That is what I am going to have to do so that I can articulate my words better. Better? Bro, I'm definitely going to. Oh my god.
See, you're gonna need a pop filter for the mic now.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be spinning all over this shit. I'm gonna need some of them polo shorts and some golf shirt, because obviously I'm about to be at the golf club soon, because that is how now I will be speaking from now on.
Move the cap,
Bro, it's how I catch my teeth. So like I said, you hear it here first for the first time. See how I'm supposed to do that? How I'm gonna say all them P's in a row, Melissa? How I'm gonna do that? That. See, I just did it again. I just did it again. I didn't even put a T on that.
Listen, you're not gonna get it perfect right now.
Keep
working on it.
Just don't have a T on. That's crazy. Why are so many T's in the English language? I feel like that's the problem. It's not me. It's all the T's they put in the language. It's not me. So I feel like that's crazy. That is crazy. Them T's be really fucking me up. So, anyways, what I was saying was that I feel like last week's episode was amazing. You guys already know about it. It was as far as my family trying to strong arm me and give me some tariffs so that I have to pay them as far as having an Airbnb. And I didn't really go too well in that conversation. And I did it again. That conversation. Let me try sitting up straight. Okay, what else? What else I had last week? Slurring the words. Everything was good. The audio I feel like was kind of strange in the beginning, so then I had to. Now I'm using the laptop this time, because last week or the last couple of weeks we have been using the iPad, and I feel like the settings are a little bit different. So I want to see how it sounds on the iPad on the laptop. And for some strange reason, there was some sounds in the back. Maybe the AC was on. There was like a white noise in the audio. Wasn't fucking with that. I also want to correct one thing. I said that nobody on that phone call helped me in my life, which is not true. My cousin has actually gone to properties for me in Philadelphia. So I want to make sure that I correct that, because that was not true. She has gone to properties for me and has been very helpful. So I had Donovan's question. I wrote it down somewhere. I feel like I had it. It's not on there. For Donovan's questions, 2 weeks ago, I had asked a question. It might have been last week. I presented a question about putting the drain from the bathroom in the dishwasher, and Melissa was not very fond of that idea. She felt like it might be dangerous or unsanitary, right? Now, here's my dilemma with that, right? I am not saying that she's wrong. I'm not saying she's wrong. Okay.
She was.
No, I'm not saying she's wrong. What I was saying was that the fact that she got anxious made me want to do it anyways. That's what I'm saying. Okay, here's why. I have told Melissa, my beautiful, phenomenal, amazing girlfriend, multiple times, that I will not allow her anxiety to run my life. If she wants to run her life, she could do that. That's on her. That's what she want to do. That's cool, but not mine. So
I be trying. I be not washing the dishes.
Yes, she makes an effort for it, right? So with the situation, I was in the bathroom and I was just like, we have to wash the drain because we bought a new one, a drain plug, and we were just kind of like, because Melissa's hair is always getting stuck in it.
Be washing his hair and then rinsing, and then puts the hair in the drain. He puts the hair in the drain.
So this is something I learned recently, which I was not aware of. Okay, I have not had hair for a long time. Okay, this is new to me. But according to Melissa and this girl that she watched on YouTube the other day, it's very common for women, maybe people who have hair, to put the hair on the walls when they're in the shower. Never thought about this. I never heard this before. Maybe girls don't have enough hair. I don't know. But I never knew about girls taking the hair off their head and putting it on the walls. Never did that. So what about the hair that falls on the floor? Do you guys pick it up and put it on the wall too?
You try to not put it in the drain.
No, but like if you washing your hair out and it falls on the floor.
If it falls on the floor, I mean,
do you pick it up?
You just it depends on the type of drain that you have. So at my mom's house, it was like it had holes. So I would and when I finished my shower, I would pull it out of the holes. But the drain that we have now is more like I guess like a cap kind of.
Yeah.
Like it lets it go through the sides. So, but I would do my best. Like, okay, example, if I'm pulling, I pull at my hair so that whatever just comes out in my hands. So that minimizes what actually falls out onto the.
Nah, I go like this. I'll be like, and I put my hand under the thing, and I let it rinse off, and I go like this, and I'm like, why is it not coming off? And then I put it like this, and then I see I'll be seeing hair in the back of the tub, so I'll get the drain thing. I get it.
I mean, like I don't even wash my hair that often. I wash my hair like once, twice a month. I'm like, why is the drain getting clogged like this? It's you.
Then I'll take the thing. What is that called? A faucet? What is that thing called? The thing? What is the thing called?
Shower head?
I take a shower head, and then I'll put it in the back of the tub so it gets all the hair in the back, and I push it to the front of the tub. And then if you're on a wall, I'll be like, get off the wall, and I push it on the floor, and I get it off the side of the shower curtain too, and make sure that's all in the tub so I can put it in the drain. So that's what I'll be doing. So
we bought a new drain that stops the hair from going into the plug.
Yes.
So that we don't have to worry about that.
Yes. So because we bought the new drain, the other one, I was like, we should probably wash it. I didn't want to put it under the sink. It probably has a lot of just germs, bacteria on it. I didn't want to put it under the sink. I didn't want to put it under the sink while it was still dirty. I'm like, it might start getting. It might get mold on it. You don't want it to get mold on it. So I'm like, you know what? I'll make sure that we're going to sanitize it and make sure that it's clean before I put it under the sink, right?
And if you're going to put me my.
And here's the reason. Here was my analysis on this, right? Because I usually, I think all the time, I will take the drain from the sink and put it in the dishwasher. So I'm like, why not just take the other drain from the tub and put it in the dishwasher? It's a drain. They go in the dishwasher. That's what my theory was, right? So Melissa had a panic attack when I even presented the idea to her. I was like, yeah, what do you think about if I put the? What do you think if I put the?
Reason.
Yeah, okay.
The reason for my panic attack is because I know Donivan, and if he doesn't feel like what I'm saying is logical enough, he will do the thing anyways. So I would tell him, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think you should do it. And then he'll be like, well, just because you feel like that doesn't mean I shouldn't do it. And then goes on and do the thing anyways when I'm not paying attention, or I wake up in the morning and I'll go in the dishwasher and it's in the dishwasher.
Yes. That can sometimes that could possibly be a thing that would happen, because here's the reason why Melissa is like the boy who cried wolf. Every single thing is anxiety. So I'm like, yo, I cannot determine whether something is really bad or not, or just like kind of bad. Like, what's an example of something that's kind of bad to Melissa?
That's uncomfortable.
Huh?
Do you have something that's uncomfortable versus something that's dangerous?
Yes. Okay. I'm trying to think of an example of something that would make you kind of have a panic attack, but a mini one. Okay. Here's an example. If I take a clean, watch this, you might freak out right now. If I take a clean plate out of the dishwasher and put it on the counter, Melissa freak out. She'd be like, "Why you can't put that there?" And I'm like, "Why?" Because if you put it on the counter is not clean, and you're gonna put it in the cabinet on top of other plates not clean, right? Now, I'm like, all right. First of all, you put the rinse off your plates either way, regardless, whatever. But that's not something I feel like is that serious, right? But Melissa will have the same reaction to that, to what?
The sheet.
I was gonna say to the sheet being on the floor. To what else happened with the sheet? A lot of stuff like that. I feel like it's a lot of small things. I have to think about it. There's a lot of minute things. Oh, there's another one. This one has not been an issue recently, but if she wants to put food on a table and the table is not clear, panic attack. It don't make no sense. So I'm like, I'm not gonna treat every time it's come up, all of a sudden now it's we have to just go with whatever you are feeling right now. I'm like, no, you have to give me a dissertation as to why. I need to know the reasons. Why is this a bad idea? Like, explain to me. If you just tell me it just is, I can't go with that. She has not built up enough credibility to just say it is. We're not there yet. Right now, she say it is. I'm like, it's probably not. It probably isn't. So I was gonna put the drain in the dishwasher, right? So as I'm saying this to Melissa, she's like shaking. She's literally shaking from the idea of me putting the drain in the dishwasher. She's like, her body is, she starts to cry. And I'm like, mind you, I don't even have a dishwasher in my hand. Dishwasher's not in my hand. It's not in the sink. I'm not about to drop it in the dishwasher. It's in the bathroom. We can't even see it. And she's like her brain and her mind's only seeing the dishwasher seeing the drain in the dishwasher. And that's all she could see. So I'm like, okay, why is it bad? It's just bad. It just is. I just can't. And I'm like, I didn't even say I was going to do it. I'm just like, hey, I'm thinking I'm probably going to put it in the dishwasher. And then it just went all downhill from there. That was it. And I felt like if she had presented to me the reasons why it's not a good idea, why are you making that face?
Because I did in the conversation.
No, you did not. No, you did not.
But why did you think it was a good idea in the first?
I told you why. We take that. You didn't ask me that.
Yes,
No, you did not. No, you did not. No, you did not. No, you did not. You did the drain in the sink goes in there. So I'm like, take that drain and put it in there. And every reason you gave me, I had an answer for. But you was like, well, there's going to be hair on it. I'm like, well, hair's not going to kill you, right? That's what you said. See? Exactly.
No.
That's what you said. That's what you said. And you eat hair when you eat breakfast. Hair falls on your food, you eat it. So that's what you said now, right? Then you said it's going to be sediments on there. And I said, what did I say? I said rinse the sediments off because sediments is not where the germs are. Sediments aren't germs. Then you said that you don't think it's going to clean it well enough. And I think I said that it sanitizes it. So it's going to have no germs on it. No, and I'm like...
But it's a food grade sanitizer. Like, it's not something... Because, example, what you put Clorox or bleach on your... shit. I don't even know if I can use this.
You sure you want to go with this? What are you about to say?
I'm going to say what I was going to say.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that you wouldn't put bleach on your food.
Uh-huh.
Or like on your on certain items, but you can.
Yes.
You can use bleach to purify water.
Yes.
You knew that?
Yes.
How'd you know that?
Because I've seen people do it, and I know people. I did it in my mom's house. I know people can put it in. Put it in your clothes. So I mean, there's that. And then
just because you put something on your clothes doesn't mean that you can put it on your food. However, like I said, you know, you can put bleach, but I don't know. But that's not bleach in there. I don't think it's bleach.
It's Clorox. I think the brand is Clorox.
It's not Clorox.
What brand is that?
It's Finish.
Okay.
Anyways, I can't do it. I can't do it.
See, you hear it, right? Y'all hear it.
I told you. I said that I would not be able to function. Like, I would not be able to eat anything that comes from that dishwasher ever again.
But this is my problem. It's happening right now. She's just like, I just can't do it. And I'm like, Melissa, I just can't. And that was my problem. It's like, why not? Because this sounds like an anxiety thing. And if it's an anxiety thing, that means there's no logic based in this. And I'm just going to throw it in there anyways. Because it's not going to kill you. You're not going to die. And you'll be fine. The only problem will be is what you think is in there. So she don't even know right now if I put it in there. I could have put it in there 3 weeks ago. She wouldn't even know. And she'd be eating food every day.
I would have died eventually. I would have died when I found out.
If I tell you right now it's been in there, what are you going to say? Nothing's going to change. If I say, yeah, Melissa, I put it in there. You'll never know. So that's my whole point. It's like, it's not something that is like, oh my God, if I blew up the house, I set this on fire, or I threw your laptop out the window. Like, it's nothing crazy. It's like, that shit
is wild, though. That shit is wild. It's wild.
Sure. Listen, I agree that is probably not the best place to put the drain in the dishwasher, because the dishwasher barely cleans other stuff well enough. So I'm like, I can see how it can be an issue to put the drain from the tub in the dishwasher. I can see that. I also see that it's not that big of an issue. And that was my concern. It's like, this is not this big of an issue that you would break down for. Like, nobody's getting hurt. I'm not saying I'm about to punch you in the face. I'm not saying I cheated on you. I'm not saying I'm moving out. We losing the house. We lost all our money. It's just putting the drain in the dishwasher. And I don't feel like the reaction should have been warranted for what happened. So like I said, for me personally, when I see anxiety things come up, I'm always just like, yeah, we're gonna do that anyways. Because if she don't like birds, hey, let's go to the bird park. Like, oh, you don't like roaches? Let me bring some roaches in the house. Because obviously, my whole thing with Melissa is not to not have anxiety. It's to when you have the anxiety to be like, oh, okay, I'm anxious right now. Let me assess the situation and make the proper decision. That's what I always think about it as. Just see what's going on with your eyebrow. What's going on over there? What's going on with your eyebrow? So what are you thinking about? You think about the roaches? You think about the birds? You think about the dishwasher? Which one is causing you anxiety over there? Which one of those things is getting to you?
You would then not listen to me.
Nope.
You would just do the thing.
Yes.
And that's what was making me freak out, because I really did not want to do it, and you would do it. Like, you would go ahead and do it and look me in my face and do it and be like, well, I did it because you are anxious. I didn't want you to do it. So.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Absolutely. So that's how I treat anxiety, in my opinion, because that's how I handle it in my own life. If I'm anxious about something, I go, damn, this making me anxious. I need to run into that thing. I need to go in and address it. I need to address that thing that causes me anxiety. That's how I deal with it. So I feel like everybody should also deal with it that same way. So I forgot Donivan. Oh, this is kind of a Donovan's question. I don't normally do this, but I feel like I'm going to do it today because of the question. What is a normal amount of time to have sex? Like, what is the amount? Like, how many times should you have sex a month? If you live with your significant other, not anybody that does not live with a significant other cannot answer this question, because you are going to assume, oh, we have sex every day or 3 times a week or 4 times a week. You don't know. You don't live with nobody. You can't answer this question. For people who live with their significant other, how many times should you have sex a month or a week? Because what I've realized is that between dating Melissa and a girl I was with in college, when we kind of stayed in the same room for most of the semester, you don't really have sex that much. Like, we tried when I was there to have sex. Like, she was wilding. She wouldn't have sex. Like, her number, she said, was 27 times a day, which is ridiculous. But we were trying to have sex like 3 times a day, 4 times a day, right? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculously exhausting, because at some point the sex is not good. It's just nutting or coming. It's not nothing. You can't really have it as long. It's not as intimate. So you're like, damn, what am I, like, why do I even want to keep doing this? So between that, us trying that, and then realizing like, oh, we have things we actually have to do. We can't have that much sex. Once I learned that, now that I'm here living with Melissa, I feel like we don't have a lot of sex because we're doing a lot of things to free us up to have sex later, right? That's how I look at it. So, how often would you say we have sex, Melissa? What number would you have to guess?
Twice a month.
You lying. So, here's what I would say.
Two, a good month, maybe 5.
So here's what I'm gonna say. I say on average, we probably, honestly, I'm gonna say on average, we have sex 5 times a month. 4 to 5. But here's why. I'm gonna say here's the reason I say that.
3 to 4, because it's take off a week.
Because I feel like there are certain weeks we have sex twice in 1 week. That's why I'm saying that. And the week that we have sex, we only have sex twice in that week. So that's why I'm kind of like, it's probably like 4 to 5 times a week. That's average about once a week. So we have sex every week, Melissa.
No, we don't.
That's the averages say we do. So, oh Lord. So Melissa thinks that it should be upped.
I'm not saying that necessarily.
Okay, what are you saying?
I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay. So this is the convo we had yesterday, right? Let's see. What time we at?
Don't you have a topic? It's like 3 weeks.
It is.
Now.
Why women always stay, even if you're not fucking them. This is a part of their topics. See, there you go. I'm tying it in. All right. So this is not necessarily. We'll address this next week, guys, about the sex next week, because I do want to finish this topic. It's not necessarily tied in, but it is. It's just kind of pertaining to Derek Jackson. You think I should do the sex thing or bring Derek Jackson next week? Which one do you think? If you was a listener.
No, you would do the Derek Jackson thing.
I bet you would believe that. I bet you would want that. So, why women always stay, even though you're not having sex with them. Okay? Even though. Again, this is not pertaining to that. There's a lot of T's in pertaining. That shit sounded crazy. Pertaining. Is it one T? It's only one T, but there's an R in there too. Anyways. Let's get serious now. Okay, let's get serious. I believe that women are crazy. That's number one. Okay? That's the first thing. I also think that this is kind of a theory that's in the game space as far as picking up women. I believe that women do not have men who have to go out and kill buffalo, who have to go out and kill dinosaurs, and who have to hunt in the forest, right? In the past, I believe that those things would qualify a man to be worthy of getting some vagina, okay? So, society has made it so that men do not have to do those things anymore. The problem with that is women don't really have a way of determining, okay, this guy is the quality guy that I need, right? We're not going out there building houses by hand. We're not climbing trees to get the fruit, and we're not killing wild animals, all right? So what happens is women become the test that they need the man to pass to give them the vagina. Now, here's why that is a problem. Because the test never stops. As opposed to if I kill a bear, I might kill a bear. Actually, I don't know if I would say the test never stops because I still have to eat food every day. Yeah, I'm gonna say I definitely think, that's interesting. That's interesting. I never thought about that. I was gonna say the test stop when you hunting bears and lions and mountain animals. But with a woman, like, if I was to tell you, like, oh, I had to go eat 3 times today, right? And I had to go out and kill a bear 3 times. You might test me 3 times in a day or 4 times in a day. And that might be the equivalent of me going out and killing an animal. So it kind of still lines up with it still being a test. It's just that it's you and I live with you. So that's interesting. Because once I pass the test, then you be fine and your pussy be wet and everything is good. So it's straight. So that's interesting. That's an interesting theory. Wow.
We just doing our jobs, and y'all just being ungrateful.
Wow, that's interesting. Interesting. Okay, so anyways, this is what I was gonna say. Why women always stay. One of the reasons, because they're testing men, they have to test a man to see, okay, is he qualified to get the vagina? And a qualified man has the ability to get pussy from other women, right? So now you have this dilemma or this paradox where the woman needs to see other women fucking her man, but she also wants to know that her man is trustworthy, right? So now it's a weird situation where the girl's like, damn, the fact that he's fucking other women, it turns me on because he wants to fuck other women. It also makes me feel insecure. So now I want to work on myself, and I have to now prove myself to him so that he wants to stay with me. So when a girl falls into that paradox, she's like, damn, I can't leave him because if I leave, I can't leave because he passed the test, because he showed me he's a man. I also can't leave because I have to prove to him that I'm better than other women. And that is why women allow men to treat them like shit all the time. Because if I'm a guy, right, and I curse a woman out, I call her a bitch, I call her a fat whore, I call her what's another word girls don't like to be called? I feel like girls like being called a bitch. So what's a different word y'all don't like being called? A smoozy. Y'all don't like being called that.
What is that?
A smoozy. So I call her a smoozy, right? She's like, how dare you, right? But here's the problem with that. A guy that is going to talk shit to a woman says that his value is above hers. So he is now passing the test of being qualified for a vagina, but then the woman is insecure by that. So now, again, she has to prove to the guy who is now above her that I want to be with you. I am worth being with you. And again, this is why I say women always stay. Now, I want to clarify something about that, okay? For men and women out there, because Melissa and I have this conversation pretty often. She feels like, I think she believes that sometimes women leave, right? Which happens. It does happen. Sometimes women, they be leaving, right? And I always say that the only time a woman will leave is when she tests the guy and he fails. The test can be very small. And a small test would be something like, why did you do that? Why did you cheat? Why did you call me ugly? Why did you call me a smoozy? Why did you call me fat? What did you do that for, right? That's the test. A lot of guys don't know how to pass that test. Okay, what they'll do is they might apologize. Say, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I called you a floozy, a smoozy, a whore, a smut. I'm sorry I called you all these words. I'm sorry I cheated with you or cheated on you with your sister. I apologize for those things. I'm sorry, right? You failed the test because now you are showing to her that what you did was wrong. So, one, it means that you probably won't do it again, which means you're going to fail a test going forward because obviously she wants you to fuck other women and she wants you to show that you're more valuable than her. And then, yes.
I'm listening. It's my listening piece.
Okay. Right. So once you apologize for those things, say that you're sorry, she's like, oh, like you a bitch. Like, oh, okay, I understand that now you're not really about this getting other bitches' life. This was like an accident or something like that, right? So...
Are you saying that all women are all relationship situations are like this, or are you talking about in the realms of the game?
What do you mean?
What you're talking about right now.
I don't understand the question.
Because you're saying that you're basically saying that if you apologize, you lose.
Yes.
I feel like that's problematic.
Why?
Because what if if you're truly sorry about the thing, wouldn't you apologize? If you did feel like you did something wrong, wouldn't you apologize?
Probably. Well, what do you mean? Like me?
In general.
Yes, you can, but what I'm saying is this is why women don't leave, because if you don't apologize, she's going to stay with you. That's the problem. Is that if you want her to stay with you, you just gaslight her, make it her fault. You be like, this is your fault, and it's because you're ugly and you're fat and you this and that. That's why this is happening. So you gaslight them. Mm-hmm. And then they go, oh my God, it's a me thing. He's better than me. I found a guy that's better than me, so now I have to be worthy of him. Mm-hmm. So as long as you continue to make her feel like she's beneath you, then she'll always be like, oh my God, you're a great man. And that's the problem with the evolution of women, where it's like they want a great man, but a great man can pretend to be a great man by making her feel like shit.
This feels very Kevin Samuels-y.
I mean, I'm saying the truth. I'm not saying he didn't say the truth, but this is how it works. I'm not saying that it should work like this, but for the most part, from whatever I've seen, this is what happens. It's very rare that a girl will come to a guy cheating and be like, oh shit, that's crazy. I'm gonna pack my bags and leave and never talk to him ever again. That rarely ever happens. She's gonna want to know why. She's gonna ask like, why'd you do this? Like I don't know of any scenario. I can't think of anybody's scenario. And if you do have one, please contact me and we can talk about it. Because I don't think the scenarios is where a girl gets cheated on and she doesn't want the reason. Because if she's asking why, there's probably a reason you can give her as to why it's okay. Or whatever. You'd have to know what that is. Like if you said something like, if I'm a guy, a girl said, hey, you cheated. A girl said, you cheated on me, Donivan, why you did that? I would go, because you don't suck my toes when we have sex. And she does. She'll be like, I didn't know that was I didn't know. You never told me. All right, now that you know, you gonna do it now going forward? Yes. And then you do it. And then that's just what it is. Oh. Yeah, that's what it is. And I'm like, that's a problem. I don't like that. I don't like that works. I feel like it just causes more problematic or more problem down the line because men will just do that to women.
That's what I'm saying. Because I'm like, I don't think that what you're saying is not true.
Uh-huh.
Fine. I think that what you're saying is true.
Uh-huh.
And it can definitely be applied. But I also feel like it kind of sucks because there might be someone who's listening to this or someone that's now introduced to this idea and be like, oh, that's all I got to do? I just got to treat them like they ain't shit and then they'll stay with me? Wow. But it's like, that's not how you have a healthy relationship. You shouldn't be cheating in the first place.
Right.
There's just so many different things that's wrong, and then you just end up in a situation, and you can only just become more wrong in that situation.
Yes. And that's the problem, which is why I say women always stay. It's not necessarily, I don't know if I say it's their fault. I think it's for them to overcome that. Once they realize that that's what's happening. Once a guy cheats on you or does you wrong, you absolutely just have to go. There is no communication ever again. I'm not talking to you. I'm not going to ask you why you did it. I know that you did it. I'm going to just stop talking to you. And that will be it. And the guy will forever try to talk to you. If you do that, he will forever chase you after you if you do that. Because he's like, damn, she didn't even ask me why. Like, was she cheating on me? Like, was she fucking somebody? Like, what did I do wrong? That's just 99% of the time it's going to happen. He's going to be like, I need to find out what happened. But the minute that she's like, why did you do this to me? Why? I thought we was in love. I don't understand. Now he got her. She's fucked up in the game. So, and the other thing too, I was going to say is that, what was it? It was something along the lines of the fact that it was what you were saying. It was what you were saying about guys going out and doing that.
Yeah, if somebody were to listen to this.
Yeah.
They might think that that's like a good way to go about either talking to women or keeping a girl or being in that situation.
Yeah, and this is the thing about it. The problem is that it works. That's the problem. And you can't... Oh, that's what I was going to say, too. There's a quote I heard recently, or saw on Twitter from Naval, and he was saying that... I'm going to paraphrase, but... Humans innately look for problems in their life. So because of that, because it's a survival mechanism, you want to make sure that there is no issues that can cause or can kill you. So you're always looking for something to cause you danger so you can kind of mitigate that. Right? So what that means is you are always looking to not be happy.
Yes.
But how do you tell somebody that? How do you communicate to a person you don't even want to be happy? You don't want to be happy. You only look for problems in your life. You are wired to look for problems in your life every day. And that's why you're unhappy, because that's how you're wired. So it's the same thing with women. It's like you are wired to have a man treat you like you're beneath him. So men that do that, you're going to want them, but it's going to also cause you these stressful things that happen in life that come with a man cheating. You're going to feel that feeling, which we talked about the other day. That's when we were talking about that feeling with the girl from the Bear Burger and whoever guy that you were talking about that you didn't tell me that I don't want to ask. I'm not going to ask. So I know you want me to ask. I know you want to. I'm not going to ask. So I know you're not. I'm not. So actually, I don't know if I should. Either way, we'll come back to that later. What I'm going to say was that feeling that I have with the girls I talked about and the guy that you're talking about, it's that feeling.
Yeah, I don't even know if that applies.
Why does it not apply?
Because we just talk about this after the podcast. It don't have to be on the podcast.
It applies.
It doesn't apply.
It does apply.
I don't think it does.
Can you explain why it doesn't apply?
Because I wasn't with you when I had that feeling. I feel like you were with me while you had that feeling. So that's never happened to me.
What does that mean?
That it's not the same situation.
How?
I can have that feeling with someone that I'm not, if I'm not with anybody. There's nothing stopping me from feeling that way. We're gonna get into this later because I can't get into the words.
Why not? What is going?
The podcast mad long.
No, it's not. We're about to end this soon anyway, so I'm going to hear this. I'm going to wrap it up. You can do like a 125. That's only 8 minutes.
Because like I said, the person that the single person I was thinking of, or the person that I was thinking of, I wasn't in a relationship with anyone when that situation happened, or whatever feeling that you're talking about was happening. I was thinking about it some more. I'm like, okay, it was just me and myself, him and himself, and he was having that, I guess, connection there. You was still connected when he was with me. I don't like that. So that's what I was thinking. I'm like, that's a bit different. It's a bit different.
And that's why you're saying it's different?
Yes.
Lord have mercy.
Why don't you think it's different?
Because what I'm saying is, that person is appealing to your natural instinct. That's what I'm saying. So the people that I'm referring to, they're appealing to whatever natural instinct that is as a guy that I have.
I understand that, but I don't think that, like I said, I don't think it's the same situation, because you had that incident without really having a conversation, without really, like, there were things that led up to me either meeting this person or whatever before I felt the way that I felt. I feel like you met.
So here's what I think the difference is. I can sure. I can pinpoint exactly when that feeling is starting to grow. So if I look at somebody and if the person says hi to me, like, or in a certain kind of way, I'm like, oh my god, they're appealing to that thing inside of me. I can as soon as I feel it, I'm like, oh, they're trying to do the thing. Then that's like, okay, how's my body naturally reacting to that? I'm like, oh shit, this is not a good thing. This is not a good idea. And that's what I'm talking about. So it's probably happened to you where a guy will say something to you or talk to you or do something for you or look at you and you might feel like, ooh, shit. See, exactly. That's why you're smiling. Exactly. That's why you're smiling. That's why you're smiling.
It's not impossible.
But that's what I'm
saying. I can't pinpoint an exact time or a person that has happened with.
Yes.
While we've been together.
Yes.
But we've also just been in the house together by ourselves this whole time.
I mean, you used to go to Starbucks.
Yeah,
that's not true. That's not true. So
that's what you think.
Oh my goodness. Either way, all I'm saying is that when I get that feeling, I'm like, oh, this is the toxicness. I can feel it happening.
No, I don't think you should call it toxicness. Why would you call it that?
Because it's the natural innate feeling that I have no control over this.
That's what you feel. You feel a lust.
Natural. It's the same thing. It's just about fucking. Because that's the other thing I forgot to tell you guys too. It's the last thing I'm gonna say about this. Probably not, but it might be. It's that girls will try to use their pussy to make you a bitch. That's what they'll do, and it's a weird situation because I
think that should be in the opening.
Sure, that's facts. Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to making you look like you a bitch. So if she makes you come real crazy and you lay in there in fetal position, she's like, yeah, I got you, right? If you are thirsty for her pussy, she's like, I got you. She got you. If you are begging for pussy, she got you. So when I was running a game, and once I have sex, I don't even act like it was nothing because I know that she's doing it so that she can feel like she's winning the game. And that's why when you're having sex, hold on, I forgot where I was going with that. It was with the thing you were saying.
The toxicity.
Yeah, right. With the lust. The lust is her trying to win the game. So it's like he's above me. I need to bring him below me. And I'm wet because I want to do that. He's passing the test, but now I need to make him lose the test by giving him pussy. If he passed the test by fucking me the right way, which means damn, now you in fetal position, or he fucks you and just leaves, now you like, damn, he passed the test again. Fuck. I gave him pussy and it didn't work. I'm gonna try that shit again. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try it next week and the week after that and the week after that and the week after that, and we're gonna get married and I'm gonna try it again. And it's like, this is how I believe this is what things happening. Women are always trying to make you into a bitch. They try to make you lose the test. They can be like, I knew it. They wait 30, 40 years to be like, I knew it. I knew that. I knew it. I knew you wasn't that guy. I waited for 45 years to figure it out, but I knew it. So, like I said, this is why women never leave. Remember that. So if you want to keep your woman, be an asshole, be toxic.
That I want.
This is the thing. If you want to keep your woman, these are things you have to do. If you want to be in a healthy relationship, don't do any of those things. Which one do you want? You want to keep your woman or you want to be in a healthy relationship?
I don't understand.
Which one do you want? So, can you scroll down? So next week we'll talk about my sex life and why Melissa don't be having sex with me at all. So, we are welcoming guests between 10 and 12 on Tuesdays. Hit me up if you want to come on, talk about anything. If you disagree with what I'm saying, please come on. If you have an experience that is similar to what I'm talking about, so to back up either what I'm saying or to disagree with or disapprove or disprove what I'm saying, hit me up. We can have a convo about this. And if you have not already, go check out our social medias. Mine is Donivan Gray, DONIVANGRAY. And then you have the beautiful, phenomenal, amazing Anita Burn, ANETABURN. All right. We have 6 different projects. We have the food project. We have the clothing project. We have the music project. We have the fitness project. We have the sports project. And we have the Bamboo Project podcast, which you just finished listening to right now. You know what it is, hashtag Bamboo Project 2021. And with that being said, Bamboo Project out.